What's up there, YouTube? How you doing? Just jumped on here. It's Super Bowl Sunday and Winter Olympics are going on uh, same time, and I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl. Wasn't even gonna, but every year I've paid attention for years and years. I didn't even realize it crept up on us because I had so much shit going on in my life right now that I forgot completely about it. But yeah, I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I think I should be able to get it on the TV. I'm at the hotel at Red Roof. Hey, how you doing? Who's that? Let me see. How you doing there? Arkansas Pete. Yeah. Super Bowl Sunday. That's correct, dude. Um, and there's also Winter Olympics going on as well. Um, if something huge is going to happen tonight, both of those two things drawing millions upon millions of people around the world watching TV. I got a feeling, and I've actually put out a video 2 years ago talking about something big going to happen on the Super Bowl, and you can go see the video right now. I happened to come across it today in my archives. It was up there. I'm like, damn, that's weird. And basically predicted, um, maybe a Project Blue Beam, alien and fake alien invasion, or something, or some other kind of major thing, a distraction. I don't know, false flag. Maybe somebody gets hit with a nuke. I just felt like something huge is going to happen because they got the world's attention right now during this time. You got, like I said, the Winter Olympics, which, by the way, right now they had the Winter Olympics started the other day, and it was like satanic symbolism in the very beginning of it. I'm telling you, these elites are they're stepping forward out of the shadows with their Satanism, and it's in everything. All your company logos have this shit. It's crazy. And hang on one second. Let me see. Why do you think? Why do I think that something? Because because personally, I've been paying attention to shit going on in the world. A lot of people haven't. I haven't been watching sports so much. I don't know, but I think that's something huge. A gut feeling. Right? I don't have nothing more than what do you call that? There's a word for it. I guess just a hunch, put it that way. But they are going to try to do something eventually. If you don't see what's going on around the world, they're getting ready for the great reset where they're going to take our money away and give us digital currency, and you'll have to get a chip in your hand. That's common. That's not made up shit. That's common. They're talking about it right now, as a matter of fact. The other day, what's his name? The vice president of the United States was kept mentioning the New World Order. Fuck is that? We don't. I don't care what order you're talking about. We're the United States of America, and that's good enough for us. We have a constitution. You don't have the right, as a president or anything else, to go around that and start. Hang on, wait a minute, and start basically changing everything. And that's what these people want to do because they're so power hungry, and they want to steal all our freedoms. And meanwhile, they're starting tension between the different groups of people in the world, everywhere, be it countries or just individuals, black and white, different races, different religions, anything they can divide and conquer. They're sitting back and hoping that we get all kinds of civil war and stuff going to wipe ourselves out, basically do half the work. And the other half will be done when they drop and release the fucking pandemic that they're talking about. There's something going on in India, the Nipah virus. Again, another one that's comes out of bat, some kind of bat. Wait a minute. That's all a lie. What's that? You sound what? Quit drinking. But okay, whatever, dude. You sound like a nut. Okay, you know what? You don't have to be here if you don't want to listen to this. I don't really give a shit. You know, But if you want to troll, you can hang around, see how long you're here. I'm just telling you what I think may happen. It might not. What's this say? Oh, hey, mixed media, how you doing? What's up? Hey, yeah, and that's funny because I actually have one today. I just had one now. Dr. Pepper's getting me shitty drunk, maybe. Hang on 1 minute. You just reminded me I got another one. Now, I did actually come across a video I did 2 years ago talking about shit that was going to happen. And you know what? It's been happening up there. Talking about different attacks and train derailments, all this shit. It's not fake or made up. Something's going to happen sooner or later. And now, why I think it would happen? You asked me a moment ago, whoever that is on there, Arkansas Pete. What made me think that, or there is a reason to think that, because if they're going to pull something off to scare everybody into oblivion, where we're just going to go along to get along, and like the bullshit masks they had us wear when COVID was around, everybody's so brainwashed, they're ratting each other out in the stores. Hey, that guy don't have a mask. Remember that shit? I do. And it was bullshit, and it's going to happen again probably. But meanwhile, what's going on is the elites are cranking up the fear machine again, and I think people need to realize don't play into it. I mean, I'm sitting here talking about the shit, but it's only to get people to think before they react, because people got, we were killing grandma if we went out to the store or something. Meanwhile, the elites, Gavin Newsom and all these guys could go and have a party. Everybody else had to stay secluded in their homes, quarantined. But these guys, Nancy Pelosi went out and got her hair cut, and that's okay. All right, bullshit. I ain't playing that. Wait a minute. Let me see what we got here. Stop with your propaganda. You know what? Like I said, Pete, you don't have to be here. That's the beauty of this. You could either take yourself off the channel or keep talking that shit, and I can remove you. I don't care. But I'm here. It's my right to speak, and if you don't like it, go somewhere else and watch. But you're here to troll, and you don't give a shit. That's all. But I'm not even going to pay no more mind to you for right now. If you want to listen, go ahead. If not, you can take a fucking hike. Anyway, like I was saying, I think shit's going to happen sooner or later. And you know what, Pete? Anyway, just a quick one. Maybe you're just scared to admit there's a lot of fucked up shit going on, and people need to be awake for it. All right? Wait a minute. Dude needs to put down the bottle. Dude's only got a can. Sorry. Yeah. Like I just said, dude. I forgot I was a mod. Yeah, that's why I didn't recognize you. I haven't seen you on for a little bit, at least under that. Here you go. Trump's here. Did you vote for me? No, because you're a bot. You're not even Trump. All right. Next, what's the next one? Is that the Canadian flag? No, I believe Canadian flag's communist red with the fucking maple leaf. Yeah, okay. They're turning communist up there, basically. Oh shit. Not a. What's it say? I'm not a mod. I tried. Yeah, you are. You don't. What do you mean you tried? You're a mod. Don't worry about it. I'm just talking to these guys. What's this? They spread lies. Honest question. Who spreads lies? I never said. You know what? Hang on 1 second. Let me see. Some folks who born made to wave the flag, red, white, and blue. Oh, okay. You know why I'm wearing this? Because I did a fucking video on my shorts. And I had, literally, I'm in a hotel room right now. My car broke down. Barely had any fucking clothes. And this is the second day. I just threw this on. I was also cold, so I've layered. All right. The rest of my clothes are in storage elsewhere. But no, I am. I got, okay, cool. What's this? What is the D in fridge, but not in refrigerator? Oh, why is it? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Is that a distraction question? See how they operate? Yeah, they ask me irrelevant shit to get me away from what I'm talking about because they probably were told to do this. Maybe they're professional trolls from somebody sent them in. We'll just say that because right now they also have a question coming up from YouTube. Just they send out shit. What's your favorite movie? Talking points because they don't like what I'm saying right now. And maybe even the fact that I'm wearing like an American flag getup because, they want us to all go into this new world order quietly and fucking give up any kind of patriotism or love of country. We have to embrace everyone and everything in the world and let the elites fucking destroy everything. Nah, not going to do it. Sorry. What's that? Hang on. I'm most definitely not a bot. Okay, that's cool. The fact you said that proved it to me. Okay, I've just been battling bots for quite some time on my channel, and right before you, there was a bot. So I'm glad you said that. Thank you, and hang around. It's just I was. Here's how I started off in Arkansas. Pete started to say shit about, I'm lying. I thought, no, I'm just telling you what I had happen over 2 years ago. And I literally have the video up on it. It was around Super Bowl Sunday. I had a dream. And I don't even really want to go into it. You go watch the video. I'll bring it up later on, show you it. Hang on 1 minute. I'm trying to brace that thing. Yeah, I was just saying I have a bad feeling. And he was calling it propaganda. No, it's a hunch, a feeling. Propaganda is when you're going out purposely trying to, put some kind of message out, most likely to start trouble or a war, kind of like what the governments are doing, because they do want us in a civil war. They want us divide and conquer. That's not propaganda. That's happening right now. And you're a damn fool if you don't see it. That's all I'm saying. That's happening all around the world. Civil wars are breaking out everywhere. China's even in the middle of internal struggles. Hang on 1 second. What's this? Trump all the way. I'm sorry if others don't want to secure. No, you have a right to have your opinion, especially on my channel. I don't have a problem with that. And you know what? It made no sense. You know what? Back in the day, they had people coming across the border. Let me hold this thing. It's falling over. And it wasn't a ridiculous number of people. It was, moderate. Now they had millions. And the only reason why they were trying to steal the fucking election, okay? Let's be real about it. That's why the Democrats turned their back, opened the gate, let them in. They didn't come in legal. And then, you know what? What do you think? The Somalis came over here. For what reason? Because they were in on the scam. They're pirates. They're fucking pirates back there that came over here. Literally, like back in the day, they're pulling up the ships in the the Red Sea and over in the Mediterranean. They were hijacking ships. A lot of the Somalis. Wait a minute. So they came over here. And now they're stealing the vote. They're getting paid a bunch of money, and Doge or whatever had uncovered some of this. And wait a minute. I'm missing a hell of a lot of comments. I want to just kind of get through here. Don't call the police when you need them if you hate them. When did I say I hated the police? Or are you talking to somebody else in the chat? I'm curious who was it? M or May? Show me where I said anything in this chat, because you got me on that one. I don't know. I don't think I said it. Hang on. And you know what? I'm calling out the police. How about that? I won't call the fucking police. I will call them out, though. If you go along and follow these fucking politician assholes that are going to tell them to come kick your door in because you have a difference of opinion, because you're against, this thing or that thing, and the government doesn't like it, but you didn't break any law, any constitutional law, yeah, I'm going to call you the fuck out. I don't care if you're wearing a badge or not. But you know what? I'll support the police, too, when they're doing right. That's all I'm saying. Or are you talking about that whole ICE thing? I wasn't talking about that till right now. Now that you got me. Wait a minute. You're looking like Undertaker. The wrestler. Yeah. Now I'm missing a lot of comments here. Mixed media, you still in here? You like Civil War? You look like a Civil War colonel. Yeah, there you go. And actually, in reality, I was always big into history, so I know a hell of a lot about the Civil War. I've been up to Gettysburg 20 times, maybe more. It's only, the next state over. And I could literally go on that battlefield and walk around, tell you what was going on in different parts of the battle. I always found that interesting. But wait a minute, this thing keeps freezing on me. Hang on. What's going on with this? Hang on. Okay, there it goes. The chat froze. It was scrolling and it stopped. Oh yeah, what are you making, by the way? There, mixed media. You can respect cops individually without yes, that's true. Just like the same with soldiers. You know what? You fight for this country. Yeah, I respect you, and I'm all for our veterans. However, when you come home and you're getting treated like trash, I got a problem with that. When people are treating veterans like trash, I mean, they're sleeping out on the streets. You asked them to go over and do a shitty job where they had to go and get their mind fucked up, killing people that they didn't even know under the guise that they're protecting us. Well, we're over here and you're going over to another country to protect us over there. I'm not over there. Neither is anybody else here. You're over there to protect the elite's fucking oil rights and all that bullshit. The money, the fucking money. That shit pisses me off. Why are we fighting a war over there so we don't have to fight it over here? Yeah, crock of shit, in my opinion. Wait a minute. Somalia. Sup, old timer. What's up? What's your name? Nick? What's up? How you doing? Apparently, we're all from Africa. I tend to think we're all from God. God's the creator. And doesn't matter where you're from geologically or on the planet. God doesn't want us even fighting one another. But people are fucking just allowing the devil to manipulate and cause all this. Dude is insane. Why are you trying to lie? What am I lying about there? What's your name? Max. You got the guts to come forward and tell me what the fuck I'm lying about? Are you going to go hide off and roll off and not say anymore? He'll like it like this. What's it say? Hey, Red Dawn, how you doing? It's really good source of... Wait a minute. I just lost a comment. They just took Red Dawn's comment out. I was trying to read. Oh, there she is. It's a really good source of current events. I use it in my live stream for my talking points. What was that? Anyway, we are all one. Yep. We all got to breathe the same air. We all got to live on the same planet. But there's evil walking among us that wants to have us fighting among ourselves. I don't want to do that. I just want to wake people up. We have limited time to wake everybody up because, crack open the Bible and start reading. You'll get it. Zombies are already here, man. They're just human beings that are stuck with their face glued to the phone, wandering around and texting instead of talking to people, making eye contact, and acting like human beings should act, instead of becoming a fucking android like the phone, or an iPhone, Illuminati iPhone on the other brand. It's all bullshit, dude. We're becoming slaves to the system before the beast system even rolls in. We're taking steps towards transhumanism rapidly. You got Elon Musk was talking about putting wearable devices on everybody in the country. They have something called Palantir. Look into it, and you'll realize that they want to spy some more and gather all kinds of information on every one of us. Why? But they don't have something going on in their life that they got to know what you're doing. If you're taking a dump, they want to know about it. You clock in the time you took it. Now, this is a fucked up world, man, and I think people need to know and they need to talk about it. That's all I'm doing. Trying to open eyes. Wait a minute. Did you forget to take your meds, buddy? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Remove that guy. I didn't remove him. Wait a minute. He's been around just a little too long. Let's give you a 24-hour break so you can go home and think of other stupid shit you can troll me with next time. Elon is building more robots than his cars right now. Exactly. They're going to take people's jobs first. Then they're going to take their lives. They'll send fucking robots out to eliminate people. Like, there's homeless campment over there. Send out the squad. It'll be a bunch of feelingless android robots will march in there and burn them right out of their tents. Watch. Now this is just my opinion on what's going to happen. You can believe whatever the fuck you want, but they also tell you half the time. These elites will keep giving you hints which way we're going. Hey, what's up? How you doing? FBI knows. FBI knows what? FBI is a criminal organization as far as I'm concerned. They didn't go after any kind of crime when Biden was in there. Why? It's because they're fucking following a different leader. You know what that leader's name is? Satan. All right. These people are arresting people over in other countries. It's even far worse than it is here. Germany. Guy was sitting next to a abortion clinic praying to himself. And cops came up and said, "What are you doing over here?" And they arrested the guy because he said he was praying for unborn babies' souls that were being, the babies were being killed over there. And they dragged him off. He wasn't saying anything. He was sitting there in his head silently praying. Does that mean the devil wants us to stop praying because it's a powerful weapon? I think so. So as much as you can, pray to God. It pisses them off, the people that are doing shit. What's this? Labor jobs are dwindling. Yeah, exactly. You know what's going to happen? There's going to be encampments, and they go look. They just said the other day that ICE is already building detainment centers, huge warehouses. They have them already, some of them. Now here's the deal: why are you making detainment centers if you're supposed to send them the fuck back? You want to know why? Because they're going to switch over to Christians and other people and throw them in there. Because the mark of the beast is a real thing and it's rolling down the road at us. You laugh all you want or not listen, do whatever the fuck you want. I'm telling you, it's coming. Be warned. What's this? Intellus PDF president of, what's that? To come out to my country. What president are you talking about? Would it be the one in there now, Trump? You know what? Just so you know, guess what? I voted for him, but I ain't really happy with him either. I voted for him, but there's something wrong. Something's way wrong. And then I realized I woke up fully. I wasn't half awake. Now I'm all awake. Right wing, left wing, same dirty bird. They're trying to get us into a certain thing, okay? Got the left side moving us in this direction and the right side moving us in this. So they're meeting in the middle and we're still getting to where they want us to go. It's manipulation. They got us hating on each other and they're still moving the football up and down the field. They're going to win the game if you see what I'm saying. You probably don't know because you're not. Never mind. I ain't going to say it. What's this say? Yo, what's up, Doc? How you doing? Yo, the battery ran out yesterday. I tried to get back on. I did get back on. Nobody was there. I think was that you that was still on there? Somebody came back on, but I got to keep an eye on my battery charge. There it was. Yo, what's up? How you doing, Robert? And Red Dawn's in the house. Trump won't come to your country because instead he's sending tariffs. Yeah, there you go. Yep, yep. And just out of curiosity, what country are you from? And I'm not trying to like argue with you. I'm curious to know where you're from, dude. Tone it down a little because there's a lot of back and forth here. I just want to talk. All right. It's a shame that we can't communicate back and forth without a lot of trolls and anger and bullshit. You know, that's what they want. That's what they feed off of. Negative energy. You know, and when I say they, I'm talking about demonic forces that are basically running this world. Crack open the Bible, dude. You'll start to see it. Yes, your PDF present. Trump, yeah. What's to say? Politics trying to make us all hate each other. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what? Second you die, none of that shit means nothing. You got to go face your maker. You know what I'm saying? When you're dead and gone, you're going to realize you wasted half your fucking life voting for some asshole over here or some asshole over there. It doesn't matter. They're human beings. They're not infallible. They make many mistakes, and some of them make or do crimes and everything else and get away with it. So you're better off saying, I personally don't think I'm going to vote again. You know who I vote for? Jesus. That's it. Yep, yep. Human beings are not infallible. All right. Jesus Christ was. And I'm not following a president that at any moment you can find out they're full of shit, you know? What's to say? For now, we don't want nothing to do with the U.S. Where are you from, dude? You don't have the courage to come out and say where you're from? Somalians not, what's that? Not feeding off our welfare. Yeah, exactly. That isn't right. They come over here and they stole our money and this and that. Now, granted, you're going to turn around and say, well, America came over here and stole our natural resources. And you know what? I'll agree. But it's not the American citizens. It's the fucking asshole politicians. Like I just said, it's we the people who should be running this country, just like our Constitution says. And we get no representation from these assholes. We vote in the office. They do shit in the dark behind our back, sign bills. We need to cut the fucking head of the snake off, you know, period. The tail's never going to bite you. Don't tread on me, you know, the snake. It's the fucking head, though. The head's going to bite you. So go after the fucking assholes that are causing the problem. Because I can agree with you. You know what? Nobody's innocent on this planet. Every country's trying to take other people's resources and all kinds of shit. Now, these Somalians came over here and took advantage of our country. We probably did the same thing in a different style, but not the citizens so much as the fucking leaders. Wait a minute. Hang on. Chat is busy. What's your doctor, Dawn? What's that? Oh, they're in here. I saw them a moment ago. Told you before, Saudi. Oh, you did? Saudi Arabia? My president, if you can call him our president over here, was over there talking with your leader. I can't remember, way back when, and Saudis gave him all kind of money. So you know what? You guys helped put him in the fucking White House. How do you like them apples? Okay. Tell Trump not to come here and support for monarchy. Okay. You know what? Then I back up. You're right, because the monarchy. You're one of us. You're a person that just wants to go about his life and live, and you got some fucking rich assholes or powerful people squashing you. You know, I get it. That's what I'm talking about, dude. I'm not your enemy, all right? Just so you know. And I'm wearing this not for our country per se, but our countrymen. We the people. I believe differently than these fucking politicians, and half the cops are corrupt. There's some couple good people in there, but the shit's gotten way out of hand. And I ain't taking no political sides. I just know what's fair and what isn't, and it's time to speak up. We're not going to get a chance later. AI is going to be ruling everything. That's what's going to happen. It's going to break down the civil war. You eat the rich. Is exactly right, Doc. Here's what's going to happen. It's going to break down the civil wars all over the place, and like brush fires, right? And what'll end up happening is we'll have to lose more of our freedoms, and we'll have to have a different system because people are corrupted when they get in a position of power. So we'll let AI take over. AI doesn't have any mercy or any compassion. When that takes over, you'd get executed if you throw a cigarette on the ground. Social credit scores and all this shit. You won't care. You're a statistic. I'm not your enemy, brother. Just so you know that. I'm trying to tell everybody here. I feel like we are near the very end, and people need to wake up. We're going to need, as humanity, stand up against the fucking bullshit. I'm putting myself on, under a spotlight and everything by saying this. But you know what? My dad, he was under a spotlight when the fucking Germans were shooting at him in World War II. Had a ship sunk out from under him. This is the least I can do is speak up, since I have rights to speak right now because my dad and many other fathers before him, grandfathers, and other people's fathers fought for these rights. And we're going to let them slip away because we can't pull ourselves away from the Super Bowl or anything else on TV. Now, I'm not going that way. I'm going to speak up on the way out, There you go, brother. Rainmaker sense. There you go. I don't want to be fighting people that are just trying to live and are getting squashed under the boot heel of oppressive fucking tyrants, because there's plenty of them out there. I'm voting in 2027 for a Republican governor in California. We might not be here in 2027. I mean, they're like, Russia's threatening us, we're threatening them. And you know what? They can threaten each other all they want. How about leaving us, the people, the fuck out of it? I don't want to get nuked. But you know what? They don't give a shit. What's this say? Wait a minute. You got 20, 40 years left to go. Might be a lot sooner than that, according to Mr. Bale. Mr. I used to be an administrator up there. You think I have 20 or 40 years? How old do you think I am? Are you talking to me on that? I doubt I have 20 or 40 years. But take a guess how old I am. John Doe, shut up. What's that? Shut your ass up. He's speaking facts. Exactly. What did he say? You're useless, dude. Okay. Well, you said adios, then leave. I don't need you here, because you're probably working with the other side or too stupid to realize they're going to drag you into camps as well, dude. There's no getting past this. It's going to happen sooner or later, and it doesn't look too far off. We're going to be in a hell of a fix because nobody stood up. Nobody opened their mouth. That's all I'm saying. I saw this meme is a picture of Charlie Sheen. It says, at least the guy wasn't in the Epstein files. Yeah, exactly. What's that? That's everyone. Wait a minute. I'm not sure what you meant there. Wait a minute. I eat a whole garlic every day. Well, that's good. Garlic's a good anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. And you probably need it right now because they're dumping more plague and shit on us. I don't know. Over there in India, they got something called the Nipah virus. And it's ironic that these people are predicting, Bill Gates and all these other guys that are playing around with vaccines and bat viruses and all kinds of other shit, gain of function, and they're still walking around free, and they're still finding labs that are secret Chinese labs were over here in California and everything. They're bringing that up and saying, oh, we busted this. Okay, so the Chinese labs busted, but you got them in over there with Fauci and all these other assholes that are Americans or Europeans. Get them all. We don't want to fucking die with plague. Yeah, fuck all that. Are you so-called trumpet? What does that say? Are you a so-called trumpet troll? Are you meaning like I don't know exactly what that means, but how about explaining your insult, please? I don't know that. What's a trumpet troll? Does it have to do with like revelations and everything? Are you a lost sheep, dude? So seem kind of like it to me. I'm just trying to wake motherfuckers up, dude. Do what you do well. You know, keep talking. What's this? You start talking about the government and all these trolls start coming. Yeah, exactly, Robert. See, because I'm hitting the nail on the head. You know, a lot of times they'll censor me, and not just me, other people. I'm just trying to, open your eyes. We're about to get fucked over here. They're not going to stop. They went after us with the COVID virus and all the bullshit and all the propaganda they dumped on us, and they're going to do it again. And we're not going to get a say so. So I'm speaking now. Yeah. Then you're all getting nuked. Maybe. Yeah. You know what? Here's the deal. Maybe a nuke drops right here, right now. Maybe I don't get nuked at all. Maybe God snatches us away. It's called the rapture. Maybe. And I don't know one way or the other. I know what people believe, but you know what? It does say in the Bible how he'll protect you. We're going to see real soon, I think. What's it say? Scary thing. Newsom might win it. Yeah, fuck Newsom. Yeah. From campaigning from his basement. That's Biden. Yeah, you got a point there. Maybe he will win. Hate the message, not the messenger. Yep. Look, dude, I'm on here talking all this shit, right? Who's to say a month or two from now they come and take me away? I don't care anymore. Maybe I will then. I don't care. I'm doing what I feel in my heart is right because nobody else is standing up. Yeah, and yeah, there are people standing up. I shouldn't say that, but I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people just sitting there and afraid to say anything. Somebody's going to have to say something. Telling you, we're going down a bad path. I'm 62, by the way. Somebody was talking about, you only got 20 or 40. I don't know how long I got, but I'll tell you one thing. I have the right to speak, constitutional right. And they can bend the law and do everything to fix it for themselves and come after you. But what's this one? Just be happy you're still here because if he got his way in 2009, we wouldn't be sitting here. Who's that? Are you talking about who was running in 2009? Was that Obama? You know what? Again, I don't put a whole lot of stock into who's winning or who's voting. You guys are lost in a way. Fuck it all with that. Start cracking open the Bible and try to get right with God. Time is short. Time is short. I'm telling you. It's a warning. You don't have to heed it. I stand by you, brother. Politics is trying to brainwash. Yeah. Into hating each other. Civil war is going to pop off. You're right, Robert. It's coming, and it's going to be really nasty. It'll be shooting people in the streets. I mean, they're doing it now, but now it'll be like little militias running around. You try to go get your food supply for the week down at the corner store, and there'll be a gun battle breaking out. And on top of that, that'll justify them coming and kicking doors in and trying to take the guns off the citizens that are trying to protect themselves. But they won't seem to do it with the people who crawled into the country illegal. But again, I'm not even going to hate on anybody who came across the border. Maybe they're trying to get away from a shitty tyrant down there. But we got to figure a way to work together and stop being manipulated and used by these fucking elites. Like I said, it's not the tail that bites you, it's the fucking head of the snake. That needs to be cut the fuck off. That's where the problem is. The people that are in charge are fucking us over in the long run. And I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about whole countries are being ran like this. It is what it is. Survive nuke by going inside a leaded refrigerator. Yeah, because the problem is, what's that? Crystal Skull, Indiana. Yeah, exactly. All these people that are going to run into a bomb shelter when nukes drop. Guess what? You're probably going to get crushed anyway. Think about that. They got enough nukes going off that they'll have the rubble from all the buildings bouncing for days. They'll just be blown shit to nothingness. And even if you're underground, now you're trapped in there and you're going to suffocate because it probably took out your air filter system from the shock wave. If it didn't crush you, even if you lived, then you might live another half a month and starve miserably, and die of starvation. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Don't be scared of nukes. Here's what you got to do. Believe in Jesus Christ. Pray. Pray, dude. Your fear will go away. This is just a seed cover anyway. Your real being is underneath all this. It's your soul. And that's what all this war is about, in my opinion. It's good versus evil, and it's been going on for millennia. And they're trying to take everybody's soul, basically. And that's when that chip's going to come into play. And they're going to make people, you won't be able to buy or sell, just like the Bible says. You won't be able to buy or sell without that chip in there. If you look in the Bible, there's, I believe it was it Nebuchadnezzar's dream in Daniel, Book of Daniel. It talks about a statue with different metals made of different metals. And hang on 1 minute, let me look at these. They're setting up camp. Who's that? Yeah, they are ICE or FEMA or what, or there's probably enemy troops hiding among us too, as well. And when I say enemy, like different, maybe Iranians that crawled in through the border. It doesn't matter. I'm not even fighting that war. I'm fighting the spiritual war myself, and stick with God. You'll get through it. That's the only protection you got. Spiritual. Wait a minute. It's called the full armor of God. Wait a minute. The whole country is Area 51. Yeah. Well, I think that's the next thing they're going to do is a fake alien invasion. They talked about shit like that. The elites are pulling the strings, right? We are fucking doomed. That's why you gotta, I keep saying it, go to God. Start talking to Jesus Christ. You're protected there. I'm telling you, it's the only place, because no man is going to save you. Not Trump or any other leader. It's God only. Give your life to Jesus. He gave his life up so we can get the hell out of here when the time comes. What's this? Hang on. Man, this thing keeps freezing. Okay, cool. I got it going again. What did that say? Mr. Blondie, time is running out. This is the end for him. What's that? Who's Mr. Blondie? Is that from what is that name of the movie? The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. When the guy's hanging, and he goes, Blondie, you know what you are? You're a no good son of a. And they blank it out with the music at the very end. It was Eli Wallach, the bad guy. Is that who you're talking about? Had to deal with him this last summer. He showed up in Fossil, Oregon. Dude, I'm just curious. Who are you talking about? John Wayne. Who are you talking about? Is there somebody in the chat? The Democrats of California. Or are you talking about Newsom, maybe? She's talking about Newsom over here. Chinese and all the rest. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't see that. Yeah, they actually said that there was a while back, I guess a year ago, there was Chinese, what did they call them? Well, military, but there were like security for a Chinese company that was up in Vancouver. And Canada knew about it. It was like a couple hundred security, which that to me that's a forward position. When you start an invasion, that's like having Navy SEALs in a country to go maybe do some sabotage within, and be able to call in the troops and what do they call it? Target. They have like a spray. They literally can take out buildings with put a thing that the pilots can see and all that shit. All that. I believe that they do have people in our country and in other countries doing that for when full scale invasion happens. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. Yo, hang on for a minute. Oh man. Yeah, who's there? Hello? Somebody knocked on the door and rolled. Probably, maybe I'm talking too loud. They're probably in the next room or something. Not sure. Yeah, talking about the one that runs the whole show. Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's exactly what it's like. It's like a puppet show. Setting up camp here. Yep, I agree with that. Let's see. Mandami says we all should change to Sharia law. Okay, right. You know what? Can't do that unless you get rid of the Constitution. And there's a hell of a lot of people in this country still not going to let go of that Constitution. Yeah, and personally, I'm not letting anybody put me under any slavery laws. No, I'm a free man. So that won't happen with me. What's that? Should change. Oh, I know everything that is going on. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Basically, maybe I piss off some people, but I'm just trying to tell the truth of what I feel is going on. By the way, I wonder, did the football game start yet? I don't even know. I just wanted to check out, turn it on around the halftime. Couldn't give a shit about either team. Actually, this year I barely watched football. It's too much other shit, real shit going on in my life. I didn't care for. Wait a minute. I'm trying to read this thing. Anyway, basically, I forgot what I was going to say. I just drew a blank. I was talking about something. The knock on the door blew me away. I didn't expect that. And then there was nobody there. So I think I was talking too loud because I'm in a hotel room and maybe the next room over. Maybe I didn't realize it was that loud. Shit, I could turn the TV on and be just as loud. Yeah, yep. Yep. The third temple. You know what? Did you ever hear of the abomination in the temple? I think it means two things. Okay? Two things. One, the actual temple where the Antichrist will end up sitting. The other one is your body is a temple. And once they get that chip into you, that's another abomination in the temple. See what I'm saying? We're made in the image of God, and they want to foul it up by putting, computer parts, chips, and all kinds of other shit, and remake you as a human being. That's what the other part of. Thank you. You just gave me back what I was about to say by saying that. The whole thing is like I just said, we're made in the image of God. God scooped up clay and breathed life into it. That was Adam, the first man. Now think about that for a second. And I don't know that it came from this. The word atom, an atom, atom, is a building block. Okay. So God made that and called it Adam. Kind of weird. Maybe that has some connection to where that name came from. I don't know. However, um, he, I almost forgot what I was about to say. It's important to, the whole thing with Nebuchadnezzar's dream. That's what I was getting into a little earlier in the book of Daniel. He's talking about the different levels of this statue that he dreamed about. And he asked his court sorcerers or magicians or whoever they were, prophets and stuff, what it meant. None of them could answer him. He was about to have them all killed. Daniel stepped forward and they asked him, "What was that dream about that I had?" And none of them knew anything about the dream. But Daniel said, "You had a dream about a statue. The head was made of gold, and I believe the chest plate and everything was I don't know if it was bronze or what, silver, and then bronze down near his abdomen, and iron in his legs, and then the toes and feet were made of miry clay and iron." And here's a little clue to you. Basically, the head was gold. That was Medo-Persia. The Persian Iran basically was an early leader of the world back in the day. And then the next thing down was another country, another time period. They're different time periods, right? Well, with your legs and your feet are your foundations. And if this is your temple, your body, you're building it upside down. In other words, you got to have a strong foundation. And the feet were made of clay and miry clay and iron in this, okay? Can't hold up the weight of all the other things. So, and it's symbolically, what they're talking about is everything's about to crash. In my opinion, this is what they meant. And the ivory, the clay and the can't even talk now. Miry clay and iron don't cleave together. It's going to come apart. So the clay, Adam was made of clay. It's human flesh, basically, is what it represents in this dream. Okay, and the iron is transistors and all the shit. Basically transhumanism. They're trying to make a new human being, a new man, and that's an insult to God. We're made in God's image. Nobody should mess with that. Okay, in my opinion, I can't. Wait a minute, hang on. Metamorphosis. What's this? Hang on. What's your opinion on gay people who claim to be Christian? I don't have time to judge anybody. I don't think you can. Basically, we're told not to judge anybody. All right. I don't think you can be gay and Christian practicing homosexuality because it's a sin in God's eyes, if that answers your question. But hang on one second. I saw another question I wanted to answer right along with that. Where was it? The Bible, wait a minute. The Bible, how they word things back then is how they explain things to people so they could understand it. Yep, it was a roundabout way. Parables, and you're right. I agree with that. So people misinterpret it. You're right again. And I could be wrong on what I was saying, but I don't think I am. I feel in my heart it's symbolic, is what I'm saying. And if you look at today, we're at the part where the feet, the miry clay and the iron, it's not going to stick together. It's because we are totally, we're not good. We're farthest away from being close to God. Early generations, they worshiped God. Now, they also worshiped other false idols and shit, but there were many generations before us. Now we are so corrupt. It's right back again, kind of like what happened during the floods with Noah, in my opinion. And shit's going to happen again. We're going to have a hell of a, what's this? So people misinterpret it. Yep. Wait a minute. Hang on. That's because Poor didn't know how to read. You're right. Yep, yep. However, I think, do you believe that the Bible is the living word of God? I do. And I think, did you ever crack open the Bible and something in there fits exactly into your life, but it was written 2,000 years before? Guess what? I believe that's how far advanced and how God is so powerful, in my opinion, that it somehow works out that 30,000 generations later, or whatever the hell it is, this thing can actually give you comfort in your life now when you read it. It can explain things now. It's still relevant, is what I'm saying, in my opinion. Hang on one second. That's because the poor didn't know how to. Yeah, yeah, you're right. And you know why they didn't know how to? The poor didn't know how to read because it's been forever that the rich elites have been trying to keep the poor dumb and down and not educated. Yet they send their own kids to, top Ivy League schools nowadays, and even back in the day, So it's easier to rip someone off that can barely, hasn't much intelligence or much education. So they want to keep us dumb, in my opinion. Let me see. Okay. Anyway, I pretty much was on a tear about something a minute ago, and I know it was about the statue, and I know it was something else I wanted to talk about with that. Um, is basically things are coming to light, and that nobody even saw. In other words, when I was talking about the living Bible, it's even things that are being said now that all of a sudden are discovering different things because it's time, because God's taking the blinders off of us, so to speak, or the scales are falling away, and we're seeing, and the veils getting torn away. We're seeing what's really going on. It's like that movie, The Matrix. We really are maybe in some kind of a matrix, in my opinion. People are atheists because their lives are not perfect, and what's that? Hot pockets on demand. Being a Christian is not supposed to be easy. Right, right. You got to work at it. People don't want any struggle. They don't want. That's why all this technology stuff appeals to people. You know, because they just want it to be there. They don't want to work for anything today. We've gotten lazier and lazier, and they keep handing us more convenient ways of doing it. With they're calling some technology thing that's only pulling us away from God every time, in my opinion. We got to get back to God. Sorry, I may have chased a couple people off of here because they didn't want to hear that. But you know what? I'm just speaking from the heart, man. What's this say? That is why I'm here. Thank you, John Wayne. Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, people are going to get a rude awakening. It's coming. It is coming. It's coming fast. And you look back in biblical times, people were speaking out, and saying that, and like they were being laughed at. Noah, they thought he was nuts. He spent like 40 years or whatever it was, a long time building that ark. And then I think it rained for 40 days. I mean, God's got this thing about the number 40. And Moses led the Israelites through the desert for 40 years. Yeah. And there's other numbers like 33, the year that Jesus died, how old he was. So God's constantly putting things in the Bible, or there's things in there that there's hidden messages coming even to this day, 2,000 years later. People are getting, in my opinion, different interpretations, a little bit different, because they all of a sudden it makes more sense. Something happens that hadn't happened yet. So basically it's like prophecy coming to pass. Again, I'm not reading this out of the Bible. This is what I believe in my heart from reading the Bible and interpreting, and I could be wrong on some of this. I'm just saying it's time to wake up and at least think critically or try to use your brain. Everybody's brain's been being put to sleep for decades. And you know what? Forget that. Forget what I just said. Fuck the brain. Think with your heart and your soul. That's the true interpretation there, because that's how God talks to us. That's basically your. There's a word for it. Damn, I'm gonna say it. Damn, can't remember that word. This discernment. Sorry. See, the devil's probably blocking everything I'm trying to say. I'm struggling with words because the first thing the enemy does is cut your communications off, so you can't tell anybody else what you might know. Keeping it all contained. And we're in a spiritual war, whether you believe it or not. All the bad shit that's happening, and I guarantee everybody on this live stream has had shit. And if you haven't had a lot of shit going on, it's maybe because you're already working with the devil, whether you know it or not, and he backed off of you for the time being because he's already got you. Basically, you're already in this camp, whether you know it or not. So it's time to get real, people. Crack open the Bible, and even if you don't do that, pray. And praying is just a matter of talking to God. He wants to hear from each and every one of us. We're all his creations. He loves us all. And he sent his son here, and his son died a brutal, horrible death on the cross. Least you can do is pray and accept him, for what he did. That's a hell of a thing to have to go through that kind of hell. Crucifixion was horrible. And he wasn't the only one. Many people were crucified back then. And I don't think there's much of a more brutal way to go, which is pray and the SAVE Act passes this coming week. It will make our vote count, in my opinion. You know what? Yeah. But again, put no stock in the whole voting our way out of this. It ain't up to us anymore. We gave that up years ago by just sitting back and allowing all these rights to be stolen. But you know what? Maybe God let us do that because he wants to get us out of here, and things have to happen in a certain way. The fulfillment of prophecies that are coming. There's 2 witnesses that are going to show up probably pretty soon, and there's other things that are written. So I'm just hanging tight and rolling with God, so to speak, and waiting on Jesus, because none of us can do a damn thing about everything I'm complaining about and early on and thing. Really, it's in God's hands. We're only here. We're just people, We hang on. I'm missing a lot of comments here. Introduced to AC as the cabinet member in the 2028 complete with chip. Yeah, I can believe that. Who said that? It was Red Dawn. Yep. Maybe Newsom. Yeah. My granddad said to me once, the devil only tempts those who are living a devout. Exactly. It's because you're doing something right. Exactly. Lonnie was wearing a tall red hat with a long red gown when Jesus was being crucified. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like the Pope of Rome or a cardinal's outfit. And you know something? That's the next thing. The enemy's crept into our camps early on. Christianity, the basis of it is to be Christ-like and accept Jesus Christ as your Savior, right? But now, unfortunately, it's getting infiltrated and has been for probably centuries. And they're watering it down, mixing a whole bunch of other different ideologies. So you got to use your own discernment and talk to God, like I said a moment ago, because you could get influenced by somebody else. If someone's speaking to you like me and you, okay, that sounds sensible or whatever, you can go ahead and listen, but weigh it out and pray on it and seek God's answer. Seek ye the kingdom of God first, because we're only human. And I'm just trying to do what I can, because I don't want to end up, going the other way and falling into the pit. Yeah, you can tell what they're commenting. Okay, let it rip if you're willing to share it. Only goes after those that don't belong to him. You're right, right. Exactly. They're not going to waste the energy chasing somebody that's willing to walk after the Pied Piper. Yeah, Pied Pipers are leading these people to hell. You know, they think he's whistling a sweet tune, and just like the rats in the story of the Pied Piper, he's going to walk them right to the river, and they're all going to drown. You know, I don't know if you know that old story, the Pied Piper of Hamelin, or you could take the Pink Floyd song "Piper at the Gates of Dawn." What do you think that's about? Okay, there's, and I like Pink Floyd, but some of their music a little bit on the dark side there. For instance, Dark Side of the Moon. Now, the what was the one album? The Wall. It's good music, but it's awful. There's a lot of negative, sad, almost suicidal music in that. It's no wonder why kids, you know, do stuff, because at that time in your life, your emotions are you're all emotions. You're all like your hormones are going wild. They're coming out of puberty and all this, and it's a hard time because peer pressure and everything else. So a lot of people listen to this music and they're already slightly unstable from the shit going on in their life, and it pushes them over the edge. That's my thing. What I think has happened in our world. What's this? It's a sect off the ancient Babylon's his favorite city. Yeah, yeah. You know something? Um, I agree with what you're saying there. Pretty much, I was reading what I could of the things going by. Yep. You know, hang on 1 minute. It's hard to read this for me. I hope you find an apartment so you don't have to throw your money away in a hotel sleeping in a situation is. Um, my car broke the fuck down, and I didn't throw a penny into this. I'm in here because I have a decent brother-in-law and sister. Yeah, they helped me out. Just so you know, thank you. Hopefully everything works out. I mean, I don't even have the car anymore. Right now, the car is trying to be towed and put in the shop. um, God bless, stay strong, all of you. Thank you. What's your name? Chipped. Okay. Eve didn't murder Adam. No, I don't think she did either. I don't remember that happening. I don't know what Bible that one's in. He told them, now you know anything and everything that there is that God wasn't telling you. What to wait a minute? What do you think now that he ate both of them? I don't know. Then he walked down. Then he walked back down his path to the left of the road on the other side, went back to heaven, and started a war. Oh, you're telling me what you were saying earlier. I got you. It's hard. I'm jumping from different people reading things, and I forget. Like 2 minutes ago, I told you to put what you knew out there. Wait a minute. That it's not in any Bible because that is a secret. He doesn't want any of you to know what he does. Yep. The great deceiver. You know, that's the devil. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. What's it say? Those are the words straight out of his mouth. Hang on 1 minute. I was trying to see if I can change the size of the print on here. There's nothing in there. It's getting hard to read this. I don't have my glasses with me. I have to squint all the time. I'm getting old. I deal with them all the time. How come or why do you deal with them? So, wait a minute. I noticed one thing. A lot of people ran off the platform. Well, we got 4 on there right now. Picking back up. What? You're talking to Michael the Archangel. That's why. I was just about to ask you. Yeah, because it's possible. I'm not a doubting Thomas. There's a possibility that I am talking to him. Do you know anything about me? Just in general? Maybe that would. Maybe I would definitely wouldn't be a doubting Thomas if you said something that just totally blew the hat off my head. Not really. Okay. Well, doesn't mean you ain't. Doesn't mean you are. But I'm willing to listen to everybody for a minute or two, and then take my own discernment and take it up and see what's this. God didn't eat Adam and Eve. No, I don't remember it ever saying that in the Bible, that he ate them. Fact is, God created them, and after that, when Eve sinned, they got kicked out of the garden. Actually, we got the guy here who had probably chased them out of the garden on God's command. If that's Michael the Archangel, but it could have been another angel. I'm not sure who it was. I think there was another name. Well, I know Gabriel's an angel, but I think Michael the Archangel may have chased Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden. I don't know. You have wings, Michael. Yeah, do you? I look like the super condensed black with spears of white light blasted off of me in every direction. Long white gown and sandals, 2 white beams of light shooting out of my eyes. Yeah, that's me. You know what's weird? I always thought Michael the Archangel had basically plate mail armor, blue somewhere, maybe because blue is my favorite color. And I always thought highly of Michael the Archangel. I don't know. Who's to say? And wait a minute. Nah, don't need any of that. Okay. Well, that, you know what? Why I thought that too is because I was in the Catholic Church when I was young, and there was pictures on like holy cards of Michael the Archangel standing on the devil and had a sword like this. Yeah, I bet you I could probably pull one up and show you guys on this phone, like a holy card of that. Let's see. I'm an angel of death. You're the angel of death himself. Would that? I thought that was. There's another angel. I think it's an Enoch that I'm thinking of. Enoch's not in the Bible. The person Enoch is, but there's other works that are written by Enoch from that time period that weren't included in the Bible that talk about other things and the Watchers and all this. Hang on. John Travolta played Michael the. Yeah, you're right. I remember that. Couldn't fit his wings in the station wagon. Yeah. Are you from India there, Sadig? Or is that how you say your name? Last time I beat but it was in 2009. There is 8 of us. 8 angels. Isn't there 7 pouring out judgments? One of them taking a day off that day. I think, and I'm not trying to be funny, I think the Bible states 7 judgments at the end or something during Revelation. Doesn't mean that. Wait a minute. 8 angels. Oh, 8 angels of death. Okay. Wait a minute. All that is why I'm here to deal with Mr. Blondie. Wait a minute. Is Mr. Blondie in the audience or connected to this program in any way? Nicolas Cage, maybe. Why did you come as John Wayne? Is that... Okay, cool. I'm a little bit relieved that if this is him, and maybe I'm the target, maybe I said or done something, and it's time for me to go. I don't know. City of Angels. Should I put my real name on there? I don't know. That's your call, brother. Your real name, do you mean the name of Michael, or you come at any, that's, go ahead if you want. I'm not. Raphael's another one. No, Raphael is in, I believe is mentioned in Enoch. I might be wrong on that. And in reality, I think there's also hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of angels, and we'll see them when the rapture or when the. There you go. Wait a minute. So, John Wayne, answer me one question if you can. During the rapture, do you believe in the rapture, or is that, in your opinion, false doctrine, or is there going to be a rapture? I have 3.5 year period to do it in. Okay. What's your opinion on, or what do you say about the rapture? Because it's not really mentioned as the word rapture in the Bible, but rapamore is mentioned. St. Paul said something about it. I think it means to be gone in a moment, or I'm not sure. It's in another language, maybe Greek. I don't know, dude. I had to get a drink of soda here. This ought to probably keep me awake for another couple hours. Caffeine in me, it's been making me like I can't drink coffee as much as I was because I can't get any sleep. And this has got who's hey, what's up, Fred? How you doing? Good to see you, brother. Well, Mr. Blondie took 1/16 of them. Well, okay, all right. Yeah, there you go. I see. Oh, the rapture. Yes. Yeah. That means there's a heck of a lot of people are going to be hanging around for the fireworks at the end here. And it's not going to be pretty. It's, you know. What's the weather down over in your area there, Fred? Oh, you know what? I better check how much battery the other day I ran out. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm still good. Looks like I got a half a battery left in there. Still cold. Yeah, it's cold over here. We didn't get any more snow. Bearing false witness is not. You're sick of it? Yeah. Yeah, I had enough of the cold weather. You know what? It doesn't matter whether you're really Michael the Archangel or not, because the only one that I'm looking for is Jesus Christ. you're just working for the big man than if you're really Michael the Archangel. What's it say? Yeah, silence is sometimes the best thing to do in any situation, or in a lot of situations. What's this? You're the Easter Bunny? Well, you know what? If it's just somebody hopped on there pretending to be him, sooner or later, one day, we may actually, what do you call that? We may actually entertain angels. We may actually be among them and not even realize. Every day we could walk down the street and you go and help someone, poor guy on the curb, and you give him a couple dollars so he can go get a meal. You're entertaining angels then, most likely. And God's going to see that and remember that. I'm the Lone Ranger with wings. Okay. See, I can't say anything to Red Dawn because I get on her channel sometimes, and I'm joking around, and I hope she knows I'm joking around when I do that. But what the hell's that? You hear that? It must have been the room next door. A kid or something hollering over. Like I said, I'm in a hotel room, and about an hour ago, there was a knocking at the door. And that wasn't you by chance, Michael. I heard, like, okay. So I walked. Maybe there were somebody knocking on the other door next door. That's probably what it was. But it threw my whole rhythm off because I was talking and everything. And I forgot. I came back over. Now, here you go. My cat's over there watching me. Wait a minute. He's probably asking me to turn the TV on to watch the Super Bowl. It's not the Eagles there, OJ. We don't care. But I'll put it on anyways. See if anything comes on. I can't figure out what channel it's on. I think it was on NBC or anything. You watch, there's going to be all kind of satanic shit on the halftime show. I mean, some of the shit is just unbelievable. It's twisted and sick. I wonder if I can get this thing to even work or something. Wait a minute. Can't get the channels to change. What the hell's up with this? It's not changing the channel. Wait a minute. What the hell's up with this thing? Damn thing ain't working. It's not changing the channel. Yeah, I can't get it to work. Wait a minute. Maybe. Yeah, screw it. So, let's see. Put a towel under your door so a hook isn't used under your door to unlock it. Happens all the time. How the heck can they reach the lock from the bottom of the door? So, yeah. Now, the phone's been ringing off the hook over here, not today, but I get a shitload of spam calls. Finally, I answered one the other day. I was answering them before, and they're saying, "Is this Pamela?" I'm like, "No." And you asked me that. Somebody answered, a month ago, 15 times. I got tired of answering the phone. It's like bullshit. Someone's out there selling phone numbers for information, and then every salesman and bill collector and everything in the world starts ringing the shit out of your phone. I just ignore it. Phones are pretty much useless. I mean, here I am staring into one right now, but it's all distraction. Yeah, well, I wouldn't even bother to really look that up because I'm not interested in breaking into some kind of hotel room or something. But I guess the people that do that, were you bored one day and just look that up there? It's on YouTube. Wait a minute, hang on. American Down. Time. So, where are you from? What's your name? Deepak Ong. Is that correct? Or, wait a minute, let me look at it again. Deepar Ong. What country are you from? Fred, you still in the chat here somewhere? I wonder if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? They did this to me a couple days ago. They shut the sound down somehow. Muted me. Nobody's responding. I don't know if you're even hearing what I'm saying. Someone give me a thumbs up or a 5x5 or something. Let me know you can hear me. Well, here we go. Why? Because I'm wearing this shirt. I happen to like this shirt. I wear this Fourth of July. I wore it. I just thought it was a cool shirt. But you know what? I do. What was the word I was going to use? I would say I am patriotic, but only for the citizens of this country do I care about, because I keep saying it. Politicians are in it for themselves. They're stealing our tax money. They're plotting and scheming against us. I have no love for our leaders. That's all I'm going to say. There you go. You know, the way I look at this whole thing is, what's that? I just got an ad for a country club looking for chefs. Maybe I'll go check it out as soon as I get my car back. Yeah, but I'm just not going to worship Trump. People are like following him that Trump can do no wrong. I'll feel safer saying, Trump has done a lot better than Biden in a lot of things, but there's something I still don't trust 100%. If Trump's so great, why did him and Elon go spend billions of dollars on data centers to keep records on us? Why? Palantir, go look at Palantir, all right? They're keeping records on people, like big time surveillance. And the next thing is, what in the hell is going on with what he called Stargate? Go Google that. A few months ago, they were talking about all this money being dumped into it. what's that? You know, and they didn't say anything more about it. Something sinister going on behind the scenes. Right wing, left wing, same dirty bird. Don't get your head out of the fucking um, believing that one side's better than the other. Just get the hell out of it altogether. Believe in God. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I don't want. I mean, we've been led down the wrong trail all our lives. And now that we're getting near the end, they're throwing as much distraction at us from both sides. And they're both working for the same thing. They're trying to bring us up into the same spot. You know, the right wing's over here, guiding us to, do this, this, and this. Left wing's over here. Eventually, they're going to make somewhere in the middle, exactly where the elites and the people with money and power want us. You know, be free. Be free in your mind. Think for yourself. Don't follow the bullshit that's going on. That's what I'm saying. Well, you know what? I'm not saying, so you support your government over there? It's a bunch of tyrants. That's all I'm saying. I'm talking about the citizens. They're not tyrants. They're just trying to live their lives. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's right. I'm not knocking your state or my state. I'm focused fully on God. God is the only answer. I don't care. You're wasting your time. Politics and politicians and politics aren't going to save us. We're done. If we don't get right with God, fix things in our lives, and go forward realizing that Jesus sacrificed his life so we have an afterlife, then we're done. That's just my opinion, and sticking with it. Sorry. I won't even talk politics hardly anymore. It's all garbage. They lied to us. Trump is guilty of lying to us too. I'm just going to put that out there. He's done some good things, but he's also lied to us. Okay. I don't even give a shit anymore. I know Democrats have done some really rotten, dirty things and still doing them. But I'm not going to believe, okay, so we got to run over here and start believing in these people. And 4 years later, it's going to flip again. The Republicans are going to get away with murder, stealing, and everything because nobody will be focused on them. They'll be thinking, oh, these guys were the criminals. We got rid of them. And then, the blue side sucks, and then it's the red side later on. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And like I said, I'm wearing this to represent all the people who fucking died. Unfortunately, a lot of them were brainwashed into believing any of this shit matters. None of it does, okay? Unfortunately, not really. The only thing, like I keep saying, Jesus matters. It's it. In my opinion, I'm done with politics, right, left, bullshit. I don't even care. Barely want to talk about it. Hello, you're from Turkey. How you doing? Nobody's saying that, your state's bad there, Red Dawn, just so you know. You're Turkish too? Huh. So, what's the weather like right now over there? Over here, it's freezing cold. It was like 9 degrees. You guys probably use Celsius. We use Fahrenheit over here. You're using probably the metric system, but it was freezing cold, put it that way. Do I know Turkish, how to speak it? No, I don't. I know the only other language I know is a little bit of Spanish. I can speak some. My family fought in the Civil War and served this country. Yep, the Golden Gate Bridge. Yep, my dad moved the Liberty Bell to its new pavilion in 1976, a bicentennial year. But still, I'm I'm not into the whole government and all that shit. I'm into God. God is my government. Okay, end of story. Snowstorms all over Turkey. I thought you guys are sort of up near the Mediterranean area. I would think that you're warmer climate, but I guess you're probably in an area where you got bad winters too. I didn't realize that. Yeah, and look at it now. A lot of good people built, you know, California things, and I'm just not worshiping inanimate objects. Like basically, well, wait a minute. See that thing fell over. Um, we're coming to the end of time. You better learn to change the way you think because there's no politician or no human beings going to save us. Get right with God. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing that I'm saying right now. The gold rush. Yep. There's no snow where I live. Oh, Istanbul. Is Istanbul was actually called Constantinople at one point in time back in the day. How you doing? Did you hear what I said? Did they? It had another name centuries ago or something. Oh, you. Thank you for answering that. Thanks. Yeah. What what kind of economy is over? Like, what are you guys? Are you having financial difficulties over there? Because our stock market evidently is starting to crash or just crashed the other day. The news said things are getting crazy all around the world. See you, Red Dawn. Have a good one. Yeah, over in Turkey, you don't. Yeah, no, but the whole world's economy is starting to fail. You know, everything's. They're trying to push this great reset on everybody, and in my opinion, what that really is the elites want to stay on top. They want their money, and they want you in slavery. Anybody underneath them, and yeah, the hell with them. It's getting kind of late there. I wanted to see the. I can't believe I can't get the TV to work. Wait a minute. Now it's working. Trying to find the score of the Super Bowl. I don't know if I can find it. Skirting elbows and flying on your feet. And it's very pretty. There are no homes. Oh no, what's that? Anyway, what's it say? Life is so boring. I'm watching you at some time of the night. Yeah, I hear you. Life's so boring over here. I'm on here talking to people I don't even know just because that's the way it is, you know? Everything's just different these days anyway. Anyway, I was just getting ready to say, I think I'm going to hop off here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Subscribe and thumbs up would be awesome. You guys have a great night. I'm going to go get a late dinner here and see if I can watch the football game if it comes on. Say goodbye to my cat over here. There he is. He's over there in a chair. Have a good one. See you guys later. The parlays we hit. Here's the one last run.